Please send the next candidate in. Good evening. Please do take a seat. On behalf of Umbrella Corporation, it is a pleasure and an honor to welcome you in. We have been long awaiting your arrival. Now, I've been told that you were a special case. Do forgive me. Although my name isn't exactly that important, I will be the one conducting your final interview, per se. While I do specialize in the more scientific realm of this, as a representative of our direct division, I am taking on the role of the human resource officer to finish this interview, just to ensure you would be a perfect fit for our science division. Now, before we continue, I would just like to confirm your name, date of birth, and a few other important information. Brilliant. Can I get your full name, please? Your date of birth. And now your previous employment with the pharmaceutical company. All right. Now, I wasn't expecting to meet someone from that branch. However, given your accent, I'm not too surprised. Forgive me. What department were you in? So the security, science, technician. All right. And now your employee number. Brilliant. Do you happen to have any of your previous security cards on you? Either from your branch or the general umbrella security card. Just to further check for security. Brilliant. Let's see. We have a slightly different model here. However, still our classic card. Let's see. Okay, that all checks out. I'm very quickly going to do our facial reader. I know, it's such a hassle. However, as you are well aware, we do pride ourselves on our security. Please look straight at me. Very good. Okay, please do look to the left. And now look to the right. Very good. Your identification has been confirmed. Once again, I apologize for the inconvenience. Given the security level of our current experiments, you will understand. Very good. Now that was all confirmed, we can move on to the more boring part. As per proper procedure, I will continue the interview. Just for your information, as you most likely know, our umbrella corporation is a pharmaceutical company which strives and prides itself on our quick and developing scientific discoveries for the development of the human race. We make medicine, vaccines, surgical equipment, medical technology, and experimental treatment to develop further experiments. Now, we have looked over your file. However, as per policy, I do have to ask you a few questions. Because as you see, our main objective is the improvement of human health. However, to do so, we want to make sure we have the top of the line and the most efficient workers here. Now, as standard protocol calls, what inspired you to join Umbrella? Quite the noble cause. I think you'll fit in quite well here. Now, how would your previous direct employer, describe your work ethic? As to be expected. Definitely read something similar in your report. Now, in a hypothetical situation, a coworker of yours is ignoring proper laboratory procedures. What would you do? Be it ignoring the safety regulations, or perhaps the security aspect of it. All right. Understandable. Quite the good answer, in my opinion. Now, one of our very important questions. As you are aware, we deal with many important contracts, especially as we work very closely with either government or military figures. In this case, we are working quite closely with our city. As Raccoon City continues to grow, it is quite important that we keep all vital experiments under wraps. How secure are you in keeping secrets from those that you're close with, loved ones? Now, if a family member, for example, asks what you do for a living, how would you respond? Very good. No matter what they ask, no matter what they say, standard protocol responds and requires that you say that you work at a pharmaceutical company working on the development vaccines for common plagues or illnesses. Any more information that would be a violation of our contract, which you will be seeing in a moment. Now, how do you handle high stress situations? You see, given the nature of our work, we require adequate resolve. Perfect. I'll have that submitted for us. Now, as you've passed the mandatory and very boring part of this, we'll be able to quickly finish this up. In here is your employee contract. This contains both the information and mandatory contracts that you must sign. You see in here we have the general safety protocol for our Raccoon City division. I'm aware it's quite different in each branch and department, so we have specialized and simplified the main protocols for you. Obviously, we have quite the booklet in here. However, you can do that light reading shortly later. It's not a direct story at the moment, as we are aware of your history. Anyways, the main protocols are always wear your ID badge. This will be issued in a few moments. Remain in your clearance-approved laboratories. You can go to a lower level clearance with no issue. However, do not attempt to go to anything at a higher level. This will report immediately and could lead to ways of termination. Please do report any injuries. We have quite good health and dental insurance. So if anything does happen to you while you're working here, we highly implore you to let one of us know. Please use protective equipment. As you're most likely aware, any unwanted exposure to our experiments might not lead to the most positive results, so we do recommend and demand that you wear protective equipment. You'll be able to find the proper PPE, gloves, jacket, eyewear in your designed locker. Once you're assigned your proper lab, please follow the color-coded lab access areas. This just helps prevent any unneeded disturbances, chaos, or possibilities for any unwanted spread of our experiments. Please ensure your radio communication remains professional. Please keep your radio on you at all times and do not remove it. This is best used for any emergency contact, any direct messaging. Please do report any damaged equipment. As previously stated, this just helps prevent any unneeded situations. Please do avoid any direct, unimproved encounters with any experiments, any counters, or any situations with other laboratory teams, specifically at a higher level code. And lastly, ensure that you follow all emergency directions via the radio given or the overhead speakers. These will go off and be alerted in case of any, say, company-wide worries. While the hive itself is well secured, you never know what may happen. Well, I will leave this here for you to have some leisurely reading. Again, I highly recommend that you ensure that you are very familiar with all proper protocols. Additionally, the emergency exit and emergency escape routes have been added in there for you. Alright, now we have 2 main cards for you at the moment. The first one is your Raccoon City Police card. While we work quite familiar and quite proactively with the police department in Raccoon City, their kind contributions towards our science and our further development is quite essential. Thus, we have to ensure that all personnel carry this card to prevent any confusion, worries, or issues. We do tend to send a few individuals up every so often just to either collect or share some data with them. Thus, just to prevent any worries, questions, mistaken identities, we do recommend that you carry this with you at all times. Do you keep that? Now, you do have your general umbrella card. However, that is for your previous company. We have issued you a temporary clearance pass until your probational period is up. We just want to ensure that you are a proper and safe fit with us. Of course, since you do need an identification card with you at all times, we have this temporary card that you can use. This will permit you access up to clearance level 3, while once your temporary probational period is up, you will go back up to your previous clearance level. While this will just restrict where you can directly access the intel and personnel data that will be sent to you will remain the same. Once again, I apologize for the inconvenience, and it is truly an honor to have you here to assist with this experiment that we've been having. I'll put the card here for you. Please do keep that with you at all times, either in a pocket, on a chain, or anything that could be visible or easy to access. The elevator will require you to scan it in to go up or down the levels. The hive itself is quite secure, with the cameras operating 24/7. So if there's any situation, any worries of seeing any unfamiliar personnel, if it is not reported or noticed right away on camera, we highly recommend that you do come to the security division that is patrolling and protecting the area from both intruders and the experiments within. Very good. Now, and before we continue on to the fun part, I will be examining and just ensuring that you don't have any existing health issues. Well, I got your vitals and your weight before in your records submitted by the previous branch. I want to ensure that your vision and hearing is working perfectly fine. Please follow the light for me. From your knowledge, have you been exposed or directly encountered or had to handle any viruses, any pathogens or whatnot at your previous branch? Do forgive me for a moment. Understood. I will be finishing up the interview quite shortly before I head back down. Ensure that the experiment is quite secure until then. Over. Apologies. Seems as your vision is quite adequate and not a main worry now. We'll do one last quick eye check. You see, with our current experiment, it's quite important that your vision is quite clear for us, just to prevent any unnecessary losses. Alright. Please look at the light. Perfect. Besides that, I will quickly get your heart rate and blood pressure. Please do hold still for me so that I wrap this around you. Let's see. Overall, you haven't had any histories of chronic illnesses, health concerns, or any issues that may cause any issues here. I'm not too worried in that regard. I think you'll be quite a good fit here. Alright. Seems your heart rate and overall blood pressure is quite good. Forgive me if I didn't mention it sooner. However, you will be directly under and directly reporting to Dr. Jim Nabble, my also direct doctor in charge. He requested that I brief you on our current experiment that we have been developing. You see, this current sample is quite a bit different from what you were researching at your different branch. While the sister branches are quite adequate, we do pride ourselves on how far we have come with this. The direct growth and progress we've made of this is quite outstanding. Now this is what we call the T virus, or the tyrant virus. This is a creation we have been further developing, something quite useful. You see, we plan on sharing some of this with the military to ensure that we will have loyal and superpowered, per se, workers. In this tiny vial, although this is a mere prototype, this will be enough to create mass control, mass outbreak, per se, among thousands. Something to ensure the quality, while the overall level of this is much lower and much older than what we have deeper into the hive. This is a tester, per se, that we have transported and sent out. Hence, it's not as much of a worry to handle. Each case will contain a specialary and vital needle, whether for injection or, well, if worst case comes. To further develop this and test out the full range of our virus. This is one of the reasons that you were sent here, just to ensure that the transfer would be fully complete, as it was believed that you would be able to either help Dr. Emily Love or Dr. Jim Nabel with processing and proceeding with the T-virus. You see, your intelligence was highly rated over in your branch. However, you did hear about the unfortunate incidences that occurred. However, once again, we are quite lucky to have you here. This will be the sample going with you, allowing for your personal experiments, approved of course by Umbrella and supervised by Dr. Jim Nabel. We do have high hopes for your personal experiments to further increase the potency of this virus. You see, we have quite a few plans on expanding our corporation in Raccoon City. Hence, we do plan to distribute some of this medication with our contractors, per se. Well, to finish this up, although we are not too worried about having a security issue with you, as you have quite the reputation with our company, thus I must remind you, as per policy, that any thought, process, action, or event which will be detrimental, violent, or harmful towards Umbrella is highly recommended against. Now, I believe that is the end of my assigned protocol and what is requested of me to cover. I do believe you will make the outstanding feats and achievements by being here, as you've been highly rated. I look forward to working with you and seeing these great developments towards science. to increase and improve the human life. Very well. Well, I am requested further down to continue with a few experiments. However, once again, it was lovely to meet you. And this interview per se, I guess, well, less much of an interview, closer to your initiation to join the Raccoon City department. We look forward to work with you. You will be starting next week, so please do read up on the rest of the safety protocols and procedures that have been handed off to you. When you do come in, you can head down to floor 17, where Dr. Jim Navel will be expecting you. Well, I look forward to that. I hope you have a lovely night and safe travels back home.